welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing another products I regret buying. These videos I feel are so great to watch because you can get a really good insight on what didn't work for people with your similar skin types, skin tones, etc. I mean, we always hear on YouTube, oh, I love this. Oh, this eyeshadow palette is amazing. Oh, this highlighter is bomb. Sometimes it's nice to take a step back and watch things that aren't so fluffy, because not all makeup products are amazing and they don't work for absolutely everyone. So I have amassed a fair amount of products that I wanted to talk to you guys about that just didn't work for me, that I didn't like, etc., etc. Now, as always, a disclaimer: just because these didn't work for me doesn't mean they don't work for you. If you love them, if you want to get them, by all means, more power to you. Makeup is not in a vacuum. It is different for everyone. We all have different expectations, needs, skin types, etc. These are my opinions, so we don't need no one getting butthurt down in the comments below. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and tap that notification bell to be notified of more videos. And if you haven't checked out my other products I regret buying, I will leave that link down below. But let's just get into the new products because we got some very disappointing ones. I got my bin right here and I'm just going to go right into it. The first product. This has been in the bin for products I regret buying for probably about just shortly after I started my YouTube channel. And for some reason, I never talked about it. These are the Salon Perfect press-on self-adhesive lashes. They claim pre-glued, easy to apply, and comfortable. Okay. I was hoping to shorten up my, beauty routine. We'll get some self-adhesive lashes. Don't have to deal about that glue and everything. No. These are just, I don't know if you can tell, but the band is so thick on this. So you pull them off and you try to put them on, it just springs up on one end, and then you press that one down, it springs up on that end. And so you have that problem. They're not self-adhesive. They don't have enough adhesive to adhere to any kind of eyelid. And so I was like, okay, all right, well, let's not waste these. So I did a little bit of glue. The band is so thick that even when you get them on with glue, it's just so uncomfortable. They look absolutely horrible. The band is just like, hi, I'm right here. It's just, these were just a total fail, and I bought a whole bunch of pair of these that I just ended up having to give away and be like, someone else can deal with the pain and the horror of this because I don't want to deal with it anymore. Next, I've got a whole bunch of lipsticks from Maybelline. These are their what is this? Loaded, bold, audacious, whatever loaded lip colors. I was so excited when these came out because I was like, oh, there's going to be really cool colored lipsticks, from the drugstore. This is going to be great. Time to dupe everything that exists. These don't dupe anything. They're absolutely horrible. They're just, they come in a bunch of really cool colors. You have this sapphire one, and I'm like, oh yes, that's gonna be, I love me some blue purpley lipstick. And they have this midnight blue one. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be all about that. And they even have this this white one. I'm like, white lipstick? Who has white lipstick? That's gonna be amazing for something. I don't know, I'll come up with something to use it. They're just, the color is okay on the first bit. It's fairly pigmented, but then when you go to you start doing here and here, and then you go in the middle, it just removes it, makes it very streaky, very patchy. And on top of that, these are the driest lipsticks I have ever tried in my life. They just suck the life right out of my lips. If I could get them to work and make them look nice, I'd be like, oh yeah, it looks so great. And then 2 minutes later, my lips are just falling off my face, desperate for moisture. These were just a total fail all around. Absolutely hate the formula. The colors selection would be, if it were just nicer, it would be so much better. But no, they're terrible. Absolutely pass on these. If you want a crazy colored lipstick that's super nice, try NYX, try Hard Candy from Walmart. They've got some great crazy colors for less than these, honestly, and a much better formula. I have been decluttering my highlighters, and as I've been going through them, you kind of find products that you're like, wow, you're not very good. Such is the case with these Revlon Photo Ready Skin Lights. Now, these I think are much more of a like mix in with your foundation, and they are a true highlight. However, I cannot get these to work for me. First off, you open it up and it's just this goopy, nasty mess. I mean, I'm not even, there's like product coming up out of the tube. They're super liquidy, super difficult to work with. Whenever I would mix them in with my foundation, it did not give me this beautiful, luminous, amazing whatever. It looked horrible. It made my foundation look super patchy, and these just were no-go. Two more highlighters that were exceptionally disappointing. These are the Katy Kat Pearl highlighter eyeshadow hybrid whatevers. You have seen me haul this in my Tennessee haul. I was so excited to try these out. I love Katy Perry, and I was like, ooh, I like some of the things from that line. So I tried these. Had them in my collection for probably about a month before I got around to using them. Opened up Tiger's Eye. That is dry. It is just completely dried out. Never opened it up prior to opening them, and it's just, you can't get anything off of this. So, I mean, that's just useless right there. And then we have Tiger Rose, which is not as terribly dry, but it is a very thick, stiff formula that I feel like even if it weren't crazy dry, it would be super difficult to put on my foundation without totally shifting it and moving it around and making it look like a terrible cakey mess. So these were exceptionally disappointing. I mean, you open up a product and it's friggin' dry. I mean, that is just, Okay, enough bashing on the drugstore. Let's bash some high-end products now. Now, the next product that I have isn't necessarily because it's a bad product. It's because I got suckered into the hype and was like, I have to have these. They're going to change my life. And then, well, they didn't change my life, so. And that is the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine Lipsticks. I mean, looking at these, you're just like, the packaging is so beautiful. They're absolutely stunning to look at. But they're basically a glorified tinted balm. I mean, I look for a crazy, awesome, saturated, pigmented lipstick. This is number 19. And it's, I mean, the color is pretty, but it's not anything super unique or intense that I'm like, yes, I don't have anything like this in my collection. And so, like I said, it's not because the product is bad. It's just because it's not something that I reach for regularly. This one is number 6. They're just so overhyped in my opinion. I mean, if you want a tinted lip balm, I mean, Wet n Wild just came out with a bunch of them. Baby Lips, Maybelline has a whole bunch of them. I mean, you ain't spending $34 on a friggin' tinted lip balm to just give you a kiss of color. I'm not about that. I'm not about that life. I don't need no bougie $34 tinted lip balm. Let's take a moment to talk about this thing right here. I bought the Tarte Pro palette. I loved it. It was the first thing from Tarte that I had been excited about in a super long time. So then they come out with this Make Believe in Yourself collection. I'm like, unicorns, rainbows, fairies, I'm all about that life, obviously. So I went ahead and purchased it. Now, let's give credit where credit is due. This highlighter in the middle is pretty freaking bomb. However, the rest of the palette is such a pain to work with. I mean, you have these beautiful, you know, Dream, Fairy, let's get Pixie here, and you look at them, you're like, oh, okay, oh, that's going to be so pretty, and they swatch real nice on the hands there. However, getting these onto a brush, I have tried every kind of brush imaginable. Synthetic, hair, different shapes, and none of them work. None of them will get the pigment or the look of what is in the pan on my lids. I don't know if you can tell with this shade here, Wings. It is super densely packed. It is super crumbly and chunky, and I mean, the formula is just really lackluster. The majority of the shades are just super chunky, crumbly, very hard to get on a brush, major fallout. They don't look good on the eyes. I mean, if you want to like maybe pat this on all over your lid with your finger, that might work, but I'm not looking for that in an eyeshadow palette. So the idea of it was great, but I'm just super let down, except for the matte shade. The matte shade is beautiful and amazing and goes on absolutely beautiful. Everything else, not good. Another eyeshadow that pains me to talk about, the Too Faced Natural Love palette. I honestly should have just listened to all the negative reviews that had when this palette came out. I mean, you look at it and it looks absolutely beautiful. The packaging is stunning. I love the array of shades. You know, this is a gorgeous, you know, all kinds of different eye looks neutral palette. However, a lot of the shades that were standouts to me that I would be using regularly just underperform so terribly. I mean, here's this pink shade called Bunny Nose. It looks fairly beautiful when you swatch it, but it does not perform nearly as well actually on the face. It just doesn't look good. Then we have, what is this, Kittens, this shade right here. Once again, looks beautiful, almost duochrome there, but does not perform at all. Then we have, let's see here, this Makeup and Chill was a very disappointing shade right here. Very patchy, not a lot of pigmentation. Hot and Bothered was one that I wanted to like, but it was just, I don't know if you can tell, but it has a bunch of fallout and it's very crumbly. It's pigmented, it's beautiful, but it has a lot of fallout. So overall, this palette was just very disappointing. It did not perform nearly as well as I would have liked it to. And this is a very expensive palette too. I mean, this was like, what, $59? That's a lot of money to pay for an eyeshadow palette, let alone to pay for an eyeshadow palette that ends up being really terrible quality. It's just was super disappointing. I wanted to make some nice looks with it, but I struggle every time I use this. I mean, it doesn't make me happy when I use it or the outcome that I see on my eyes. Some more items that were fairly new to my collection that were disappointing are these black Radiance blushes. I mean, they're like $3 at Walmart, so it's not, you know, a huge waste, whatever, but these just didn't work for me at all. They look absolutely beautiful. This one is Raspberry. They're a baked blush, very pigmented, look absolutely beautiful. This one is Toasted Almond. If we can get it out, I really wanted to like this one. It's just a beautiful neutrally shade there. Looks like that. And then last but not least, we have Warm Berry. Now the problem I had with these blushes and why I regret them isn't because they're not pigmented. They are very pigmented and beautiful. The problem that I had with them was I would put them on, I would, you know, put my brush in there, tap off the excess and go to like, you know, whatever. You would just get a spot of color that then wouldn't blend out. Like, I honestly have no idea how you could apply these blushes without looking like a crazy and I like some crazy blush. I mean, anyone who's been on my channel has seen me. I've got blush streaked up high to whatever. But these just, you'd put them on and you'd get this clump of like bright whatever that wouldn't then blend out, and you'd get the color and it would look nice. It would just look like you didn't know how to do anything with makeup. It was just very disappointing. I understand they're only $3, but still I loved the colors and I really wanted them to work for me. But I find the formula just really difficult to work with. Then the last two products I have to talk about are really just my fault. Nothing wrong with the formula. One of them is kind of wonky, but these are two of the Manizer sisters from the Balm. I have Cindy Lou and Betty Lou. I also have Mary Lou, I think. But she's in my highlighter drawer, so she works out fine. Cindy Lou is the like red toned one, and you guys know I love me a beautiful pink toned highlighter. But this is like, it has no sheen whatsoever to it. I mean, maybe just a teensy tiny bit. And on top of that, it's not really pigmented in color or in shine. So I was like, that didn't work out so well. So I can't use it as a highlighter because it doesn't have any sheen to it. And I can't use it as a blush because it's not pigmented enough. So this one I'm really disappointed in. I know they're not too expensive, but it's still disappointing. And then I don't know what I was thinking with this one, because obviously you're like, oh, Mary Lou, light skin, Cindy Lou, medium skin, Betty Lou, dark skin. Obviously I am not of the darker complexion, but hey, I bought it anyway. This one is absolutely beautiful. It is pigmented, it has a beautiful shine, it goes on beautifully, but obviously it's not a highlighter. I don't bronze, it's too orange for a contour shade. It's just not something that I use. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? This is honestly my own fault because, you know, obviously this one may have worked for me, but this one would not work for me. I might try it out, shearing it out as a super shimmery blush. We'll have to see. I'll keep you guys posted, but these I regret buying because I could have used the money on something that I would have used. There we have the end of this products I regret buying video. I'm sure there will be more to come, but thank you guys so much for stopping. Thank you for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah.